Good evening. Hello. Hello. Aries says hi as well. Yeah, I can make it for stream. Probably not going to pay attention because it seems like things are popping off in game. Indeed, they are. Hi, Guru. Hi, Fireball. How are you both doing? Fireball, what were you playing last? I must know. Code Vein. Nice. How's Code Vein? Ichiban! It's the Canadian. The one and only Canadian streamer. The only Canadian... Jesus Christ, everybody's here. The only Canadian streamer on Twitch. It's me. Hi, Benji. Hi, Ichiban. How are you both doing? How's everybody doing tonight? You having a good night? I hope so. I'll give you a shout out too, Benji. Benji, have you read more of the book? Because, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is happening? I'm about 20 pages from finishing. Ready to pay 700 Canadian for a Switch? Fuck that. I'm gonna buy Steam Deck at that point. I'm pretty tired. Long day of horrible work. But now I have 2 days off. Oh, but I stole the work device. So you have to go back tonight? No. I'm so sorry. Oh. That sucks. Well, at least you wanted to be there long, I guess. Go in, drop it off, go back to your piece. You know? You know. Why didn't my thing go off? My thing is broken! Thank you! Oh my god, thank you, Benji. Oh, no, wait a minute. I hear it now. I just don't see it! It's somewhere around here.
It's almost a year.
It's almost a year! I'm gonna fix that. Why didn't that show up? Make sure that's refreshed. Thank you for the sub. That's really nice. Sent a giant leather hardcover book, 3 inches in height to Canada, $70. 70? I mean, hardcover? Yeah. Yeah, that sounds right. Fucking, even within Canada, it's awful. Like, if I want to send anything via Canada Post, if I wanted to send... Okay, well, letter mail's fine. But if I wanted to send, like, I don't know, a DVD, which is not very hefty, nor big, really. But if I wanted to send that, that's easily, like, $30 to ship. Maybe 40. It's awful. Like, within Canada. It's so bad. Thank you, I'll be fine. Just gotta wait out the triple-digit weather. Oh, Jesus. Bruh, it's 25 here today, and now we have like half inch of snow. Yeah, we had our snow yesterday for about 2 hours, and then it immediately melted. It's freaking cold though today. It was -2 out Celsius. So, what are the temperatures in summer? Guru just dies every year. Guru just dies of heat stroke. Temps are usually capped at 120, 122. Is that like the equivalent of like 40 degrees Celsius? I feel like that is. Probably worse. Ooh. It's so hot. Who's texting me? It's you! It's Aries! He's messaging me on Instagram. Yeah, I just die every year. Yeah, annually. Annual death. Annual summer death. Annual summer heat death. Of the Guluverse. At this point, it's been so long, my thing is probably broken. Which thing is this? Oh, the alert. I get you. Let me just quickly go over to like a login to my alerts thing, just to make sure that it doesn't do that if I'm in the middle of streaming. Log in with Twitch. There we go. Let me do my thing. Okay, I think it should be okay. Alright. I guess we should get into the game, shall we? We gotta save Serra. We gotta defend Meat Robot. She gotta live, damn it. My god, 120. Now I need to know what that is. Hold on, in Celsius. Fahrenheit, Celsius. Is it like 40? Oh my god! No, that can't be right. Hold on.
Is it like 48? That's terrible. That is unlivable. That is cook me alive weather. Good lord. 48. Almost 50 degrees Celsius. That's criminal. Jesus Christ.
I like how the main menu has jiggle physics. Oh. Yeah, with the text. Just... Unless you mean the train that's going by, in which case the whole thing fucking shakes. It is unlivable unless you crank the AC. Yeah, and then you spend a fortune on that shit. Man, that must suck.
Oh, incoming tea. Thank you, hun. I appreciate you. I'm curious as to what kind of tea, but I'm excited not to know. It says, oh, just smell it? That's fair. Wait, I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess this is chocolate orange.
Fuck yeah! Wait, is it? No, damn it.
Half right. Yeah. Oh, is it mint?
I fucking hate orange tea. Of course it's mint.
you don't mind the orange chocolate tea. No? Don't like it?
Okay. Well, that's very good.
I forgot we had mint chocolate.
Yeah,
is this...
in the back of the fucking cabinet.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. I wonder if it's from Christmas.
Of course, yeah, from 2 years ago.
I don't remember getting tea this year, so... Her shirt is on a different parallax layer than her vest. Is it? No. I have to watch that now. Thankfully I have solar panels, so I save up electricity credits and it gets me through 2/3 of summer. Oh, that's good. Solar panels are actually less efficient in heat. Really? That I didn't know. Now we gotta wait for this for the model to shake so we could see the jiggle physics. I'm looking at her vest. Oh yeah. It is a little slower. Neat.
Alright. I guess we gotta continue, eh? Which one was I? So, 2249, that's probably right. Yeah, it looks like it's the last one. Alright. Let's go with that. Stare at the tits!
Okay, Benji. I did it. I'll see myself out. Alright, we're getting into the trial. Wild! I should probably turn down my audio here a bit. I'm a little loud. There we go. Okay, we're okay. You let me know if it gets too loud or if I'm speaking too loud or anything. Alright, Morgan! Morgan! I said, did you find anything interesting in the contract, Adonai? A few things, yeah. Basically, David was well taken care of, so long as they kept him around. And he'd retain control of his patents even after being let go. What Porter said. Logically, if David were to pass while still employed, Noble would continue to control the bulk of his IP. Oh, were to pass while still employed. Oh, shit, okay. So if they knew David was gonna leave in a year, it would be very foolish of them to let Father go. Well, they wouldn't do it for no reason. Ah, you're fine, Benji. I mean, go if you need to, obviously, but you're fine. With this contract, you can only be fired for serious offenses. Corporate malfeasance, revealing trade secrets, fraud. Father was not a fraud. He was, as they say, the greatest. He was the GOAT. Not expect that. That's very funny. Fraud just means lying to the company about something, Sarah. Oh. Eyes up. Showtime. Shit, I need to check my evidence and shit. I haven't... there's been so much. It's been 2 weeks. Okay, let me just quickly go through this real quick. Okay, to set the terms of his resignation, he met with Jung, right? Controlled every aspect, from the refreshments to the timing, detail and personality. Okie dokie. This was the substance in his blood? Yes. Similar to a depressant drug produced by Noble as a patent-protected synthetic. Okay. Logs detailing the shipping information for several thousand different Animate 16 worm androids sold by Noble over the last few months shows a large number of individual models being swapped out. Data was tampered with, or at least edited fairly recently. employees of Evan Dawes level or above could. Okay. David Ash supposedly met with a psychiatrist on more than one occasion in the past few months. But said psychiatrist worked at an office. That reminded Jess of Noble and took for an hour to locate. Okay, cool. David's journal. Oh, we already know about this. This was him describing. Personal journal. He and Helen used to drink cheap liquor. Yep. Sarah's early growth and David's feelings. Last entry ends abruptly dated a week ago. Yeah. Basement footage shows her giving him the cup. Yep, okay. Oh, same thing. Whoops. And he couldn't have planned to off himself because he had texted Jessica to set up a meeting with Morgan to transfer ownership like a week from then. So that's that. Cool. Platinum plan. Caduceus plat. Oh, that was David's insurance policy, right? Used to pay for psychiatric appointments on. Yes. Okay. Starling's testimony. David Asher experienced harassment and stalking from conspiracy theory. Okay, I forgot about that. Fair enough. Isaac's call. Oh yeah, this was bad. Phone call that took place between Isaac Porter and David Asher from 6:29 to 6:36 on the night David died. Isaac ended their relationship. Because the call was received inside his home, it was automatically intercepted and recorded by the building's Penumbra security system. Hey, Artichoke Me, I'm doing pretty good. Getting my groove back at work. All good. I did a workout after work today. I just did some yoga with weights. It was nice. And I'm having some tea. Then I had some lasagna. Aries made some lasagna. Oh, it was so good. All phone calls are recorded, right? In his... Yeah, okay. Nanofacture. This is something he had. A machine capable of assembling organic or inorganic compounds. Yes. Vacuum sealing mixing. Presets on Dave's model says access for a compound substance. Right. There's presets that show that he made this compound that's in his bloodstream. Or somebody did. I mean, if anyone could just... what's the word? Tamper with the presets, I mean... This is my ownership. Okay. Jung at 7:30. Junk's... I already know this one. That's fine. Jung's cup. There was nothing in it, right? Saliva and fingerprints. Okay, cool. Jung's story. They used to toast with plastic cups when they were young. Convincing Noble Electron to adopt what became known as the one-point doctrine approach to android manufacturing. Quality over quantity? Yeah. Alright, CC. Counter corporate espionage, a playbook of aggressive defensive tactics for everything from public life to personal security, intended to help high-value members of a corporate body minimize risks themselves and the company. Frequently involves the use of double talk and coded language, including hiding the training as... Excuse me. Goodness. Yummy, the Garfield dish. Yes, I'm glad your day was good. Thank you, Artichoke. How about you?
How's your day been? Or your week?
Or your weekend? Are you doing anything fun on the weekend? We got a new TV. It was very exciting. Yep. Water glass. Yep. Serra evaluation takes into account the fact Sarah's the only known android made with David Asher. Yep. Chromefuge. That's the pig, the pink blood thing, right? Organic machinery. Sorry. Machinery that processes organic fluids used in the production. There's byproducts, impurities, and pigments from android blood. Oh, it removes impurities. That's good to know. Okay. Lost consciousness. I we already read this. I already know. So. Talk screen. He's got a little bit of something in him, right? Penumbra security yes. Executive 4 plan. Health insurance policy. So he's got 2 insurance policies. That's weird. Salt shaker. That was just spilled, I think. Yeah. Whiskey. David's cup. Whiskey. Okay. Oh, David's contract. Okay. Binder containing the full text of David Asher's employment contract with Noble Electronics. Details the terms of his employment, including the following. David would keep ownership of his patents if terminated. Ah. Okay. David couldn't be terminated without serious cause. Okay. Serious cause includes only fraud or worse. Fraud defined as manipulating company data, not a light read. So maybe he manipulated company data. Maybe. I mostly play games with my friends. Scissor trick me, lol, per the norm. Very nice. Hell yeah.
Enjoy your life, right? Might as well.
Oh my goodness, what voice did I give her?
Councillor Morgan, the state charges you with possession of contraband.
Contraband?
That'd be you. In violation of the Safeguarding our National Digital Security Act. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Very well. Since it seems that we are, in fact, doing this, I'll now turn over the administration of this trial to the adjutant. But be warned, any attempts at stalling or muddling the issue, and I'll step right in and override the trial myself. Summary judgment. Siding with the people. Are we understood?
Yes, Your Honor. Gonna have the same adjutant as we had before? God, I hope so. I loved her.
No way. Each courthouse only has so many bodies, but the personalities swap around all the time.
Oh.
So the chances of us dealing with the same glitchy mess as yesterday are... Glad to be back! Did y'all miss me?
Oh my god, yes I did. Is life enjoying it, or... Is life enjoying it only takes a limited... Wait, what? Is life enjoying... Is enjoying life only takes a limited... I don't understand what you mean. I'm having a moment. I might be really tired. If it only takes a limited portion? That is a character design. I fucking love her. She a cool robot. Oh, I love that. That's fun.
Forget I said anything. I'll just go crawl under a rock and die while you make your opening statements.
The defendant is the owner of the android registered under the model name Serra, with license number 12029280. She hasn't contested this, and I doubt she will. But the question of ownership is already answered. All that remains is to determine whether Serra qualifies as contraband. It's a charming android, incredibly well made, a masterpiece and last known work of a great man. But when we look at the evidence and the facts concerning the death of Dr. Asher, we're forced to conclude that said android is responsible for his death. And that conclusion carries very serious implications. I will prove here in court today that the machine standing there killed David Asher. Sorry, I'm multitasking. It's life. Enjoying it is only a limited portion. Ah, gotcha. Makes sense. Yeah, that's valid. Life's gotta be a good mixture of both. Not through an accident or a mismanaged dosage, but through an intentional poisoning. I won't ask the court to judge this machine on its apparent sentience, its range of emotions, or the free will it may or may not possess. I only ask that the court judge this creation on what we will prove it to be more than capable of. Patricide.
Woof. Wouldn't want to have to follow that act. But go for it anyway, defense.
Your Honor, what the DA said is true. What did you just say? Did you just admit it? Sorry, just the first part. This android is charming, and it is the work of a great man. The rest of it was pure speculation based on little more than a few bad camera angles and a phobia of anything new. I do own the android you see here. It was bequeathed to me by a man known to most of the people in this courtroom as the father of modern machine intelligence. Let me turn that to... Give me a little bit. There we go. To me, he was just my friend. And if I thought at any point that this puppet had anything to do with his death, I would have dragged it to the chopping block myself. But I don't believe that. I never have. Serra is an android, nothing more. It isn't capable of homicide, and it didn't even commit manslaughter. It's just a well-made machine. Any fears one has about its capabilities are projections, nothing more. And it troubles me greatly that the state is spending valuable time and resources on rushing to pulverize Dr. Asher's last known work, when it could be going after the very real, very human forces that were responsible for his death. Is she serious? Is she talking about Noble? The people can't prove that Serra is an AI. And truth be told, I can't prove that it isn't. But I can prove that it's not guilty. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Chills. You sounded very confident, Adonai. Yeah, well, no one ever got good at lying by being modest. Could have simply said thank you. Woof. We love Sarah so much. Thank you for your presence here today, Detective London. In light of the new evidence, I'd like to go over the death of Dr. Asher one more time. What happened Friday night? At 6:30 p.m., David Asher spoke on the phone with his lover, and the two of them broke things off. Lover? It's an accurate description of their relationship, isn't it? I wouldn't know. That stuff's private. I don't know. Then the deceased met with Noble VP Helen Jung in his parlor starting at 7:30 p.m. He then left the parlor in the sightlines of his home security system, before reappearing on his private secondary security system in his basement moments later. At which point the android Serra can be seen handing him the poison he'd go on to drink. And do you see that android in the courtroom? Yeah, she's the green-haired one that's frowning at me. Let the record show that the android Serra has been identified at the scene of the crime. No objections? Eh? None? Then why'd I even show up? Detective London, what happened next? Asher went upstairs and shared a drink with Miss Jung. In a few minutes, he was being airlifted to the hospital, where he was soon declared dead. We knew that the poison could be produced by his manufacturer, which Sarah had access to, just up the stairs in his workshop. So Sarah had ample opportunity to procure the poison, and Sarah handled Dr. Asher's cup immediately before he did. Is there a question in that statement, Your Honor? I'll rephrase. Was anyone else seen handling Dr. Asher's cup before he died? No. I have no further questions. So, that's your witness, counselor. He wasn't lying per se, but there was some ambiguity in the statement he gave. Truth's gotta come out one way or another. Then we'll push. I'll have to pull. Alright, talk screen. Basement footage. Whiskey. Okay. What do we know about these? There's nothing in the whiskey. Is that what the thing is? Okay, results were inconclusive. Talk screen. Test performed on David Asher to determine what, if any, illicit substances were in his body. Alcohol was the only item possibly identified at the time. Okay, fair. And then basement picture, right? Where is it? There it is. Footage recovered from cameras David Asher secretly installed that shows Sarah handling David's red plastic cup. Handing David the red plastic cup that he and Jung would drink from at 7:38. Okay. Yeah. Figure it out. 6:30 p.m. David Asher and then broke up over the phone. Then at 7:30, Helen Jung arrived, spoke briefly, and then he went downstairs to get drinks for them. Let me look into this one. Unknown poison in bloodstream. Oh shit. No, that was wrong. Oops. Shit. Ah! I'm so sorry! I fucked it up. Yeah, I lost them. That's fair. Alright. Alright. Be careful. Okay. Yes. Yes. Right downstairs. Cameras of the base show Sarah handling in the cups and the whiskey. Not the whiskey, just the cups. Nice. There we go. Check that footage again, Detective London. We only see Sarah handing the victim a cup. He'd already retrieved the whiskey himself. What game is this again? This is called Of the Devil. I'll link it real quick. It's very good. Thoroughly enjoy it. Let me just grab it. There you go, Ichiban. This is episode 1, by the way. There is a free episode you can play. It's technically the demo of the game, but it is called episode 0, and it's free to download. You can try it out. It's really, really good, just saying. And after that, the episodes are paid. Oh yeah, Forgot about that. Detective London just wasn't being specific enough, Your Honor. But it matters little since it was David's cup, not the whiskey bottle that was poisoned. Weird flex, but okay. And that undeniable fact is shown clearly in the security footage. Serra hands him a cup after he was ready to leave. True, she did call David back. And handed him a cup of poison? That seems logical. That wouldn't make sense. Why would she give him a cup of poison? If the cup was already poisoned, don't you think David would have noticed it wasn't empty? Well, not necessarily. The lethal dose could have been quite small. With just a droplet, he could have easily overlooked it. For Serra, this crime was very simple. It's called Lesbian Court Drama. Also that. That's the subtitle of the game. Of the Devil. Lesbian Court Drama. There was too little to the plan for anything to go wrong. Once she handed it off, she just had to wait for him to drink from his cup. Is that all she needed to do? That wasn't enough to poison David. It was a guarantee from that point. I don't... was there something that David had? Would one sippy of poison would have done it? I don't know. What was the... let me see the stuff that's in. Because there's this. That's what we think is in his... yeah, like you wouldn't... you'd have to operate the machine, right? Is that what they're suggesting? Like, there had to be evidence that she messed with the machine? Where is the substance? Cyanotonin. It's a patent-protected synthetic neurotransmitter in every worm android they manufacture. Maybe not? I don't know. I think there's more to it. Not a great plan if that really was Sarah's move. She gave him 2 cups. How could she have known which cup David would drink from? True. There are a few ways to go about it. But it's only a 50-50 shot, Counselor. Stranger things have happened. It's possible that she knew the right cup. It's possible she knew the right cup. Yeah. She would have known what poison. No, that's fair. I don't think I can fight if it was the right cup, if she's giving him the cup. But she also has no memory. Well, we don't know for sure. Is there anything in our evidence that suggests that she might not have known? What about the actual... no. Let me think. Talk screen? I think I might stay for this one. I think. I don't think I have anything, and I'll probably lose a lot if I keep betting. Yeah. Yeah. I'll stay. I suppose I have to concede that. Indeed. By handing the cups to him nested, she could also hide the droplet of poison up until the point he was already pouring. Sarah knew David to be a polite man, so she could predict that... What are you doing, sir? You being weird? You playing with stuff? So he's playing with her documents. Oh, silly cat. Sarah knew David to be a polite man, so she could predict that he'd use the first cup for his guest and save the second for himself. This murder hinged on taking calculated advantage of Dr. Asher's kindness. Figures an android would never leave it a chance. Ow! She was luring me in there, an explanation ready to pounce. But I backed off early enough to not lose a whole limb to her bear trap. True.
Now, are there some questions you'd like to ask the detective while he's available? Or are you done already?
I was just about to get started.
Even if I didn't have questions, I'd make some up just to spite you at this point. But I can do better than that. Now, what can I get London to say that would help my case? Ad involved crime, Sarah in the footage. I'm at 12, so tenants on the police? No? What is this cat doing? Sir? Leave it alone, you silly bitch. Ad involved crime? I mean, it would be weird. Or Sarah in the footage. I might save, actually. Let's save. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna go with ad involved crime.
Detective, do you know how many violent incidents the city's police have investigated in the last year?
Not the exact number.
Thousands, though. Yeah, around there. And of those thousands of incidents of violence, do you know how many of them were found to be on the fault of automated dependence?
I believe there's been 6 in the last 5 years.
Jesus. That jumped up quick. Were all 6 of them incidents of police-licensed ad-involved brutality?
Relevance, Your Honor.
Withdrawn.
Oh, stop. How many tenants protect humans? I could try pressing.
As an aside, detective, do you know how many tenants are recognized in this country? 110? 112 as of this year.
Couldn't you give me that one? Do you know how many of those tenants are protecting humans from harm? Stop, Bo! Can you leave the documents alone, dude? Sorry, he's trying to, like, get at shit. But he's getting into stuff. Stop being a bad cat.
That one I do know. 41. And lastly, detective, how many times in the last, say, century have you seen automated dependents break their tenants?
5 times the agreed upon number.
So if you were to tally that all up and try to make an evaluation as a police officer charged with protecting civilians, overall you would say that automated dependents in general are how dangerous to the public?
The witness is not an expert on automated dependence, Your Honor. He's more than qualified to say whatever they have, whether they have a history of violence, Your Honor.
Oh, what the heck, let him answer.
I would have to say they are not dangerous. Normally that would have bought me some doubt from the jury, but this isn't a traditional trial. At least I can say I shored up my own confidence. Ah, fuck. I'm gonna load. I think that was too much. That's okay. That's okay. That's why we do this. Sarah in the footage.
Detective, in the footage we just saw, could you see what Sarah was doing?
Not exactly, no. Her back was to the camera and her hands were obscured.
Could you see her hands from any other clip of camera footage retrieved from the basement?
No.
Did you or anyone else participating in the investigation ever see Sarah put anything into David Asher's cup? This looks kind of difficult for having 2 or 3 choices each prompt.
Yeah. No. Okay, so that's less. The footage submitted to the record is the best available view of what happened.
I'm gonna press that. Wouldn't Sarah's eyes record it best?
Oh, true.
What about the view from the android itself?
Well, yeah, if we could see through the android's eyes, that'd be pretty conclusive. If we could trust any data touched by her. Ouch. Okay, fair. Bust. Damn it! Damn it! No! No! Ad involved crime? Oh shit, no, I did that one already. Oops. It's the other one!
In their capacity as assistants to the police force, are androids ever asked to commit acts of violence?
Yeah, I guess so. They can push people, restrain them, harm them.
And does that constitute a violation of their tenets? Harming the people they're supposed to protect?
Well, as I understand it, there might be some complex weighting math that goes into it, but no, it's not breaking any tenets. For that to be the case, it'd have to be tenant 1, right?
may not injure or through inaction lead to blah blah blah.
Yeah, I suppose that would have to be the case, wouldn't it?
Are you asking me? Oh, come on. Is that actually... really? Oh my god. Okay. Maybe I do have to do... and just stay on it. Or maybe I was right about the ad involved crime. I was pretty close to 21. I'm gonna try that again. I think I was on the right track. I think that's the closest I've been able... Actually, no. If I press it, I can get to 19. $20. Never mind. Close enough. Okay. Oh, and then I can do Serra in the footage. Because then that'll give me 1. Let me see. Perfect. There we go. This is what we needed. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna stay. Alright, seems as close as I'm gonna get to blackjack. How does a blackjack mechanic work? So you want to get to as close as 21 as possible. If you bust, then you kind of lose your argument a little bit. You don't want to go over 21. And each answer that you would select has a certain card that'll be pulled, which contributes to your blackjack. So in this case, the answers that got me closest to the blackjack were the ad-related acts of violence and the footage of Serra, because then that equaled 21. Whereas the first one entirely just took me right up to a bust, so then I lost immediately. And if I pressed the second one, I would have lost, because I think it would have been, like, I would have been at 20 and there wasn't one for 1. So the idea is to stay once you think you're close enough to a blackjack, and then you can explain your argument based on what you picked.
I believe I've made my point. I have no more questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Then we can move on to the next item on the docket. Looks like Emma wants to introduce some new evidence. I call Serra to the stand. Oh, fuck. The android, can she even do that? Whoa. Approach, Your Honor. Oh, you're approaching me?
I believe it's me they wanted to speak with.
I didn't even get to finish my line.
Now then, what the hell are you doing, Rockford?
Took the words right out of my mouth. I have questions for the android. This seemed like the best way to get answers. Interesting. Never would have created this kind of mechanic myself. Yeah, it's an interesting one. You can't call an android as a witness. It's not a person. There's plenty of precedents for it. Ads provide testimony all the time. Not when they're on trial. Serra isn't on trial. You are. Sarah's accused of being an AI. That means you don't trust a word out of its mouth. If the witness is to be trusted, the court can decide that for itself after hearing their testimony.
Why the ambush? Why'd you list this as entering evidence, D.A. Rockford?
Only people can be witnesses, Your Honor, and ads don't have legal personhood. Evidence seemed like the worst descriptor. You know I can't make an android swear an oath.
Oh, you know I can't make an android swear an oath.
Rockford is just trying to spoil your opinion, Your Honor. The more this court treats Serra like a person, the more you'll see her as human. And the weaker my case becomes in your eyes.
Nice try, Counselor.
But we don't have time to worry about my impartiality. You're free to call for a mistrial if you want, but the state will have turned Serra to slag before you even finish signing your motion. Rockford's calling a witness as blatantly hostile to her case. If the witness is hostile, so be it. It did kill a man, after all. Allegedly. What about the right to avoid self-incrimination? Who's the one treating Serra like a person now? Androids don't have rights. God damn it.
Damn it, that's... The android will take the stand.
Okay.
Your Honor, I've made my decision.
And if Serra refuses to take the stand, are you gonna charge it with contempt of court?
If the machine won't talk, you'll make every effort as its owner to ensure that it does.
And if it disobeys you, then we'll have our answer about its sentience right then and there. Yes, Your Honor. Shit. What's going on? The DA's gonna question you on the stand. What? But I shouldn't... Listen to me. You don't have a choice right now.
this is happening. Tell the truth, but be concise. The more robotic, the better. Yes or no's, only if you can. Would using affirmative or a negative be laying it on too thick?
But I don't know. If I make a mistake, all these people, they want to destroy me.
If you make a mistake, your lawyer will just have to cover for you. Understand?
Yes.
Alrighty.
You are the android identified as Serra, correct? Affirmative.
Oh.
Do you deny that this camera footage shows you handling the poisoned cup?
Objection. It remains to be seen whether the cup itself was definitively poisoned.
Yes. Sarah, do you deny handing that cup to David Asher? Negative? I have no memory of the incident, so I can neither confirm nor deny it. Do you have any reasoning, any excuse for your actions, for failing to notify police of crucial information?
I do not have any records from that day, so I never had anything to tell anyone.
Very well, Counselor. The journal, if you will. She knew. This could be a slaughter.
Of course.
Do you recognize this item?
It's a journal that belongs to Dr. David Asher. I have seen him write in it on many occasions.
And have you any knowledge of its contents?
Negative.
You don't have to answer that, actually. Tell the court what you see here in this footage.
I see myself reading the journal in the basement.
This footage was captured on Friday, the day you claim to have no memory of. Oh, fuck. So regardless of what you do or don't remember, we know that you read this journal hours before David Asher died.
That is logical.
I'd like you to read some passages from it for the court. Can you do that?
Of course.
Page 238, the 10th line.
Serra is growing faster than I ever expected, beyond my wildest dreams or fears. Today, she...
Continue, please.
Today she broke every password I have in the house. Said she was curious. I can't expect to keep things from her forever.
Page 251, line 12.
I've gravely underestimated the scope of things. Serra could change everything, and I don't think I could stop her. He wasn't...
Page 263.
Damn it.
This keeps up, Sarah's gonna fall to pieces up there. Objection! Badgering the witness. Badgering, Your Honor. Badgering what witness, Counselor? I'm just making the android do some simple tasks. I can't raise an objection when Sarah's got no legal status for me to defend. Page 263, I said.
I think Serra was angry today. When I came back from work, she had ripped a Zen alloy plate in half. She said she was testing her strength, but the cameras... That was...
Page 267.
Serra scared me today.
If she starts bawling on the stand, then it's all over. Your Honor, I fail to see the value in continuing this line of questioning. Dr. Asher was wary of a highly experimental android he was building, as any good scientist would be. That's been established. Do the people have a counter-argument? I have just one last question, if it pleases the court.
Let's hear it.
This footage was captured in the basement on Friday at around 5:30 p.m. Tell the court what you see.
I see myself standing where I was when I read the journal. I'm speaking to someone who's off camera, and I appear agitated, and I stomp my foot.
And what happens to the floor after you stomp your foot? Oh, that was Serra. Oh, fuck.
A large crack is made in the vulcanized polymer, and I walk off camera towards whomever I'd been speaking to.
Speaking or shouting?
Asked and answered.
Not really, but I'll withdraw the comment nonetheless. Your witness, Counselor, or evidence if you prefer.
Damn it, I knew she could cherry-pick all the worst passages from the journal, but still. If Barrows wasn't wavering before, should I try to have Serra read the mushy parts?
Oh, the waterworks would start after only a few lines. Emma went to all that trouble to show how emotionally developed Sarah is. Proving that she loved David like a father would be playing right into her hand. What do you say, Counselor? Got some burning cues for the android to answer? Yes, Your Honor. Just one moment. Emma went for emotion. The impact was devastating. So all I could do is focus on the facts. Let's flip this around. Say Sarah absolutely didn't poison David. If that's the case, why did she call him back on his way out of the basement? Wait, that's... I'd actually like you to ask to read from the journal again, Sarah.
What? From where?
From the section that explains what you were actually trying to do that night. The section of his journal detailing what she was actually trying to do.
Do we have anything in the journal? It's been a while since I read it. Where is it? I'll figure it out. I mean, the fact is that how he made Sarah, right? Because that was a breakthrough in AI technology. What was the log? What you were actually trying to do that night. Okay. I guess, yeah, I guess. Because that wouldn't relate to his newfound fame or his early career. I don't think so, anyway.
The latest sections of the journal are all about Sarah.
Oh, damn. Okay. Oops. Never mind. I'm gonna start saving. Okay. Newfound fame? I guess? Or his early career? What would she have been? Well, I mean, if it was... Hey, Carwin! What have I missed? So, not much. The trial is more or less just beginning. We had, one of the detectives come up and just explain the facts, like, that they saw. The footage shows that she gave David a cup. It's up in the air as to whether it was poisoned or not. 2 cups, in fact. They were one over the other. And then Sarah's been called to the stand. Basically, Rockford found a way around... Oh, hey, Erasma, how's it going? Rockford found a way around bringing her up to ask her some questions, even though she doesn't classify as, like, she's AI, so she doesn't have rights. So Rockford basically read a whole bunch of lines and showed footage that was recorded that Sarah doesn't remember, where basically Sarah was reading from the journal and Rockford asked her to read specific lines, which were around her getting angry at David, stomping her foot, and actually it's her getting angry, stomping her foot, and walking towards David. The stomping actually created that crack in the lab, in David's lab. So now we're trying to, we don't want to focus on the emotion part of it, like emotional response from her. We want to lay out the facts. So right now we're trying to determine, like, we're trying to get her to read a passage from the journal that relates to what she was really trying to do that night, I think was the line. What she was actually trying to do that night. So I've already said how he made Sarah. Would it be his early career or his newfound fame? Because I think he was trying to live up to his reputation, maybe? I don't know. Ooh, a minor mystery solved. Indeed. His early career was about, like... Well, I mean, I guess if we did talk of his early career, he could talk about the AIs he developed. Maybe. And I already hit save here, so it won't really hurt. Look around the early section. There should be an entry talking about an early victory at Noble. Relevance. The people will see in just one moment that this story is the key to this entire case. Wait, his early career? What was the victory? Oh, what he and Helen won? Was that it? What was that? That was, where is it? No, not arbitration. General story? Yeah. To adopt what became known as the one-point doctrine approach to Android manufacturing, quality over quantity. Oh. So that maybe authenticity? Maybe that's what she's talking about?
Got approval from overseas. Have to make pitch again this week, Jung says. Brought me a stack of plastic cups. Here's to a bright future together. And then on this next page, another victory for the young and sleepless. Helen convinced the president of Futures over lunch that my code should be the basis for the Animate 13's conversational tracking. She insisted on toasting, the same crappy booze in the same cheap cups. Wants to make a tradition. Plastic cups and liquor. A ritual between Helen Jung and David Asher, who were about to have a drink together Friday night. Something you want to say, Counselor? Let's put all our cards on the table, shall we? You want to compare theories? If you'd rather I end this now, I'd be happy to oblige. Here's what we know. Sarah read that journal and discovered what she was. It infuriated her and she wanted revenge for being kept under her maker's thumb. That very night, she got a chance when Dr. David Asher came down looking for a drink. So, like the clever little helper she is, she offered him a cup to drink out of. We're completely in agreement on all that. So you also agree that the cup was poisoned? And that Sarah's responsible for his death? Not quite. It's not a bad explanation, Miss Rockford, but it is terribly complex. There's a much simpler reasoning for why Sarah did what she did.
For quality over quantity, right? Porter called David on record seeing psych, proved ownership. David used to be close to drinking cheap plastic cups. This, right? That's what we were leading with? Because these other ones don't really match. Yeah.
The story from the journal? You're saying Sarah wasn't planning anything. She was just being considerate. That's so sweet. But I don't follow it like at all. It's actually quite simple. Sarah's not an AI.
Okay, and then we're gonna bring in this angle.
She only threw a tantrum that day because she found out she's being spied on. A realistic reaction for an android designed to be realistic.
8084. Yeah. We got her back. It was actually pretty funny. They set up the joke to be like, well, usually you don't get the same... It's the same android adjutant every time. Like, they might reuse the body, but they'll put in a new line of consciousness. So what are the odds? And then she shows up and they're like, oh, okay. Never mind. She's back.
David Asher set her memory to be cleared himself, because he wanted to preserve the experiment he was running. Sarah didn't have to plan to poison him using an obscure chemical acquired from the lab. And she didn't subtly manipulate David into drinking from only one of 2 cups. Because the android read the whole journal that day. Meaning she also read how David and Jung used to celebrate. And so when she saw David was leaving the basement without the nostalgic cups, she called him back to hand them to him. Simple, right? Simple enough for me, but not nearly good enough for me. What's more likely, Miss Rockford? That a well-made, clever android proposed a sentimental addition to 2 friends' evening? Or that a homegrown AI with groundbreaking physical and digital abilities concocted a complicated poisoning scheme just to kill an unimposing man? All on camera, mind you, before voluntarily submitting to a memory wipe. People make all kinds of stupid mistakes when they commit crimes, Counselor. We shouldn't expect an AI to act much differently. Is it stupid or dangerous? Can't have it both ways, Your Honor. We can if it's ignorant of its power and still immature. A deadly trait to have in an AI that's capable of anything. Shall we see what Sarah's capable of then, Your Honor? What? You can't be... Your Honor, that's... The people open the door. True, and I can't resist open doors. Let's do it! What are you even... Sarah, David Asher was your creator and your designated owner, correct? Should I still be using affirmative?
Oh, that's the other thing. When she went up in the witness stand, Morgan was just like, you need to say, like, yes or no, and just be as robotic as possible because people need to believe that you're an AI and you're so that you're incapable of doing this stuff. And so she was like, Morgan was like, is affirmative or negative, like, laying it on too thick? So when Sarah went up to the stand the first time, she panicked and just kept using affirmative and negative.
And now that title falls to me. Yes? Great, thank you.
Adorable. She's so adorable. I love her.
Now turn off. What? Shut down. That's a command. Power on. What are you... Off. On. I don't... Off. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is what this fearsome machine menace is capable of. I can put it asleep with one word. So how could David Asher ever be threatened by it? Scary. Scary good logic. You've made your point, Counselor. Let's move it along. I've no further questions for the machine, Your Honor. Thank you for flipping you off and on. Can't imagine that was comfortable. It wasn't, but I wasn't referring to that. Since yesterday, I've been searching for an answer to why I appeared on that camera. I know I would never hurt Father, but you helped me prove that to myself just now. Adonai? Pardon me, I need to focus. Everything depends on this next witness. The people call Helen Jung to the stand. This'll be fun. Oh shit, they have the same voice, don't they? Whoops! Whoopsie! Alright, I gotta give her something slightly different then. God, that works so well for her though. God damn it. Well, she can be British too, but higher pitch. Helen Jung, Vice President of Android Futures at Noble Electronics Eastern Division. Miss Jung, you were there the night Dr. Asher died, and you were on camera the entire time. Lesbian confirmed. She repeatedly turned on a woman. Nice. That's correct. So what did you see that night? I arrived at 7:30, as you know. David and I talked in the parlor, and then he left to retrieve some refreshments for us. After drinking together for a short while, he fell ill. I contacted emergency services, and I'm sure you're all tired of hearing the same details over and over by now. The same details over and over aren't going to hold up anymore, Madam Veep. It's still unclear to me whether Jung's more concerned with protecting herself or the almighty company. But it'll clear up real fast if I can turn up the pressure on her here and now. Alright, we got journal, arbitration, Jung's story. We're gonna save! We like saving. I'm gonna save right here. Okay, journal, arbitration, Jung's... what was arbitration again? What was that? That was way down here, right? Yeah. Met with Helen Jung and Team of Noble Layers set the terms of resignation. Jung set up the meeting, controlled every aspect. Detail orange personality. Okay. Came to David's at 7:30. Chatted for a short while about some low priority work, nothing heavy. Before long, he offered to fetch us some refreshments. When he came back, we shared a drink together. At the time, I didn't notice anything strange. We were just reminiscing. I didn't think his life was in danger. But then he became ill. So I ran to the kitchen, activated his emergency console, and I did what I could until he was gone. I'm gonna say he didn't get the drinks. Oh shit, I messed it up. Can I go back at all? Damn it, no I can't. Chatted for a short while about some low priority work. Before long, he offered to fetch us some drinks. No. Arbitration. Where are you? Arbitration. You controlled everything. Wait, really? Oh, shit! No! I thought it was gonna be like, oh, she controlled the whole thing. Let me reload that. Whoops. Mobby. Jung's story. Okay. Team dudes 7:30. Tried for a short while about some low priority work. Nothing heavy. That's incorrect, right? Are we
arbitration now? There we go. I was like, low priority work. They came to discuss his resignation.
Nothing heavy. You're both more professional than I realized. Since only hours earlier you'd run a meeting in which his employment was terminated. His employment wasn't terminated at the arbitration you're referring to. His resignation was merely agreed upon. Yes, and we can all imagine how grateful he felt about the whole process. David didn't hold grudges. Our conversation wasn't about that. The fact that you had fired him that afternoon didn't come up. Asked and answered. Who initiated the meeting at his penthouse? I arrived unannounced. So you weren't invited. Very cordial indeed. If he didn't want to see me, he could have stopped me at the elevators. Could he have? Noble owned that entire building down to the wiring.
That's the problem with these sorts of games that try to give more freedom and logic. It oftentimes has two nuanced problems for right and wrong scenarios. Yeah, because it is a situation of like, what's the angle that you wanna, like, what specifically are you honing in on? And I guess the game is kind of like, the game part of it is kind of being like, oh, is this the point they're going for based on this vague summary, this evidence, you know? But it also was hinting at there's something in the evidence that can, you know, combat that, so I get that.
Counsel is badgering the witness, Your Honor.
Huh?
Right, should we execute her? Oh my god.
Bless you.
Right, should we execute her for that then? No need. If I can just continue my questioning, we can finally start addressing the elephant in the room.
Where? Oh no.
Oh, I see. That was merely a joke.
Hilarious.
Miss Young, Noble Electronics owns a patent for and produces the synthetic biochemical known as cyanotonin, correct? That's correct. It's used in our war models to facilitate integration and communication between organic and synthetic components. It's an artificial neurotransmitter.
Meanwhile, AD-84 is just killing herself over there. Just dying.
Oh, here, Bo.
Essentially, yes. Synthetic analog serotonin was the original name. Did you bring the sample I requested to the courtroom today? I did. Cyanotonin is produced on-site at our assembly lines as a caramel-tinted solution, including water and a few non-reactive organic byproducts. Your analysis, Your Honor.
AD-84's resting dirt face.
Working on it. It's odorless and tasteless. A solution of water and organic byproducts, you said. If that solution were ingested, most of it would look right at home in a human body. I suppose. But the cyanotonin would stand out, wouldn't you say? It's not a naturally occurring compound, so yes. And it's a perfect match for the substance previously labeled Delta. And the example we collected from the manufacturer preset in Dr. Asher's lab. That's a bingo! The witness's brown stuff matches your brown stuff down to a T. In light of this evidence and the witness's testimony, I motion the court formally recognizes that Dr. Asher's cause of death was cyanotonin poisoning. I don't object, Your Honor, but I'm afraid that I must.
Damn, okay. What?
Excuse me? Cyanotonin may have very well been in his body when he died. Cyanotonin didn't kill Dr. Asher. What? The hell is she up to? It couldn't have. It couldn't kill anybody. What? Because it's non-toxic, of course. We designed it to affect androids, not people.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Hold on. You're now claiming that Dr. Asher died of, what, natural causes? I can't say what he died of. I'm not a medical expert. But I can easily prove that cyanotonin is harmless.
She can drink it, I guess. Or inject it into her body.
How could you... Like...
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. Huh. I mean, everybody assuming that was cyanotonin, she could have just been fucking bluffing.
Didn't see that one coming. What? What? That ain't good. Bailiff, contact the hospital immediately. I told you, it's fine. But...
I assume they could test the tube for trace amounts. Yeah, fair enough.
I can stand here all day if necessary. What in the... And what you just drank was several hundreds times the amount found in Dr. Asher's body. What? Why didn't you say anything up until now? Noble Electronics is a multinational corporation with patents filed all over the world. We take the protection of our trade secrets very seriously. The production and nature of Sinatonin is closely guarded.
And then Jung died. Game over.
That guard remains up even during a murder investigation. Unfortunately, I would have been able to tell you earlier had you asked directly. What the hell kind of... This can't be right. Nothing else makes sense. Boy, howdy, I'm lost as hell. But do you have any further questions, Rockyford? Not at the moment, Your Honor. And the defense? The prosecution's own witness just threw the entire case into question. Normally this would be cause for celebration, but shadow of a doubt isn't enough for this time. Sparrows would much rather bring down the gavel early than let a potential AI walk free. What Jung did was shocking, but what I need to do hasn't changed. Think this through, logically. Is it really possible that Sinatonin had nothing to do with David's death? That's bullshit. Can't be a coincidence. There's nothing else that would have killed him. But Jung just drank Sinatonin in front of us and she's fine. So, was it fake? Well, it was confirmed by the court computer to be the genuine article. So she drank poison but isn't showing any symptoms. Is it slow acting? If so, her grand gesture would be pointless. She'll be kept for observation regardless of what happens next. She take some kind of antidote beforehand? Yeah, maybe. No, antidotes are developed for poisons, not industrial chemicals. David's dead, she's alive. What made the difference?
There goes my theory that scrape on Serra, might have led to accidental contamination of the glass. Was he an android? I mean, maybe. That's what I was thinking. I was like, is he not human? That would be a weird one. Sinatonin plus booze? Well, yeah. Yeah, that's the only thing he drank. Both the whiskey and Sinatonin. I don't know if there's anything in there. Uh-huh. Yeah. I don't know if it has anything about it reacting to, like, a chemical. Let me see. Has many similarities to the chemical makeup of a depressant drug. As a patent-protected synthetic neurotransmitter, a key ingredient everyone under the manufacture. Of a depressant drug. What about the whiskey? On the top screen? Yeah, I was just saying that found alcohol in his bloodstream. Whiskey! Or he did brain implant thingies. Yeah. I guess we'll find out. Wake up! No sleeping on the job! Unless you're me. Of course, Your Honor. Allow me one moment to explain things to the court. We confirmed just now that Sinatonin was the foreign compound in his body. And we all know, logically, that it must have been what killed David Asher. So what's the key difference between what David Asher drank that night and what she drank in front of us just now? Chromofuge? No. Whiskey? Yeah. Located in kitchen. Water glass. No, it's the whiskey. The difference has been staring us in the face this whole time. You're right. Alcohol should also be a depressant, right? So nothing wrong from that perspective. Unless this special compound mixes with alcohol in a really odd way. Because it says it has like similarities to depressant. Doesn't mean it's the same makeup, necessarily. Do you recognize this, Miss Jung? That's the whiskey bottle that Dr. Asher and I drank from. Rose River. It's a good whiskey. And I think you had the right idea. Pardon? Bottoms up. Okay. Drank some whiskey. Smooth. What? You just had that, by the way? How tonight? Dear God, counselor. Scandalous. Relax, it's just whiskey. Tested a dozen times over, perfectly safe. Would you like to try some, Miss Joan? And she won't drink it. She won't drink the whiskey. Just don't be absurd. I'm not going to drink on the witness stand. Have you lost your mind? I'm not asking to get plastered, just to have a sip.
After all, if we want to prove whether or not cyanatonin killed Dr. Asher, we have to recreate the conditions under which he ingested it. By mixing it with alcohol. Yeah, no, she's sweating. Go ahead then. Just a taste. Prove to us that cyanatonin is perfectly safe for human consumption. Is this... Can she do this? Miss Jung? I never said it was safe for human consumption.
Girl? Excuse me?
Just that it's non-toxic.
No, you didn't. You literally said humans can drink it. What the fuck?
A distinction without a difference.
I mean, yeah, her point, even if she said non-toxic, her point was that it only affects androids.
You saw firsthand Dr. Asher confused, slurring his speech, complaining of headache, all symptoms of poisoning. Alcohol poisoning, that is.
Oh, okay.
Cyanatonin is a neurotransmitter analog.
I liked it too, to be honest, yeah.
Maybe it doesn't do anything in the human body on its own, but in combination with alcohol, it acts as a powerful depressant. One strong enough to turn a glass or two of whiskey into a lethal overdose. It's just...
Extra depression.
Even if that is the case, what does it change? It changes whether or not we can accept the witness's testimony. Even if this witness is a liar, what does that change?
The drug is an accelerant. Yeah.
Why would the witness lie if not to... She's a corporate climber. I imagine that's like breathing for her. Your Honor, this is what? But ultimately irrelevant. Irrelevant? When you've yet to establish an alternative interpretation of the facts, yeah. What are you even accusing the witness of doing, Counselor, beyond angling for a promotion?
Killing Dr. David Asher? What the fuck do you think I'm doing?
We've all seen the story by now. Noble android saves soldier's life with warm blood transfusion. They're talking about putting warm androids in the military just because of that headline. For the size of their flesh and blood price tag, a defense contract like that would secure noble untold profits for years. So imagine the lengths they would go to hide the fact that their androids have poison in their veins. Dallas told me the truth about what Noble really thinks of that article, but he'd never testify to it. At least I know for sure I'm as wrong about this poisoned blood nonsense. And you think she'd perjure herself for that? She's a high-powered corporate executive. It's her job to assess risk versus reward. And she can afford the fine. As I said, it's not truly poisonous, and the chances of cross-contamination with a simple plasma transfusion are... Damn, now she's regaining her composure too. A perjury charge is a real risk, of course, but Noble rewards loyalty. And as you know, they have a great number of lawyers. Plenty of motive to lie about cyanatonin, as you can see, but no motive there to cover up the death of Noble Electronics' golden goose.
When the judge reminds you they're a judge for a reason beneath the shenanigans, yeah. Agreed, Captain.
No motive to kill David Asher, you say?
Incorrect! I mean, his patent, right? And fireable offenses. Oh! Yeah, actually, maybe. Starling and David texted. Brown, don't drink it. I'm gonna assume it's the fraud. Can I save? I can save. That's exciting. Save! I think it's the fraud. Yeah.
There's plenty of motivation for her and Noble to want David dead, seeing as how they were firing him.
Yep.
Noble Electronics was kicking their golden goose out of the nest, suing him over a breach of contract. Isn't that right? I don't have to talk about that. That's alright. I'll talk about it for you. Your Honor, counsel is trying to testify when they're supposed to be questioning. People open the door when they claim that the witness had no motive. But this is absurd. You have no idea what you're talking about. I'm sure I can speak for the whole court when I say we feel nothing but reverent awe for the complexity of Noble's legal woes. But I just so happen to have an inkling of insight into this issue, because I have here a copy of Dr. David Asher's employment contract. That is confidential. It's completely improper for you. Why? I am still technically his attorney. Criminal attorney. But I didn't just stumble across this document. I also did the one thing Noble Electronics would never expect anyone to do. I read their terms and conditions. You what? That's impossible. No one could ever... David must have negotiated well as his last performance review. This contract allows him to take his patents with him should he get fired, meaning Noble couldn't monopolize his IP once he was out. Rather than let their competitors have them, the company might have thought it best to... A company didn't poison David Asher, Counselor, an individual did. And if they cared that much about controlling his intellectual property, they wouldn't fire him in the first place. Correct. They wouldn't let him go for anything less than a complete breakdown of trust. You have to have done something grave, something like, say, committing fraud. Just now you said there was a breach of contract, like it was some kind of technicality that was causing the split. But it's much more serious than that, wasn't it?
Oh, she's a terrorist. She reads the terms and conditions, this guru. Oh, no.
You're claiming the victim committed corporate fraud? Was the evidence of that? David created the Turing solution that every one of their androids has to run on to this day. And Noble reaped enormous profits capitalizing on his intellectual property, right? With how his contract was set up, they would never let him go unless they absolutely had to. Then what exactly do you think David Asher did? It's not what I think that matters. Only what the company fears.
I mean, made Serra. Limits add decision making can't be run except by AI. No. There was that. What the fuck was that? That was a sign of tampering with the shipping or something, right? What could he have done? Need to find the shipping data. Logs using like shipping information for several thousand different AI-16s. So by, like, maybe he tampered with them? Shows a number of individual models being swapped out before shipping. That shows signs of being tampered with. Yeah, it's probably that. Yeah, that's to get the stuff to build Serra. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. Doesn't matter what I believe, not when Noble believed that David was misleading the shareholders by altering shipment data for the Animate 16. What the hell? What is this you're uploading? Shipping records? Irregularities among shipments of the Animate 16. One android swapped in for another, over and over, dozens of times. The kind of thing someone with Dr. Asher's authority could do. And the kind of thing someone as smart as you couldn't have missed. Dr. Asher made Noble an untold amount of money, so why fire him over a few harmless swaps? Why elevate this to fraud? You have evidence that it was David Asher who did this? Nope, but I wasn't the one who investigated it. So let's ask her. Come on now, let's hear it. Let's. The company investigated and found cause for serious concern. We suspected that Dr. Asher was inserting androids of unknown origin and quality into the 16th product line, introducing unpredictable elements in an extremely stable and profitable generation of androids. Why would he do that? For pride? As a practical joke? Does it really matter? He endangered the future of the company. So you prepared to fire him? Yes, I approached him as his superior, and as someone he'd once worked with, I'd hoped to remedy the situation. Was the meeting on Friday part of those efforts? It was the culmination of those efforts. And in many ways, it was a success. The dispute was resolved swiftly. It was practically friendly compared to how these discussions normally go in our world. So you brokered the meeting. Yes. You oversaw its every detail, handled all the arrangements. Yes, of course. Including the refreshments? Bitch! That's what I was talking about! Like, fucking an hour ago. I was like, she handled the whole thing. Anyway. What? Did you provide coffee? Tea? No. Strange. Must have been a long meeting. Surely you at least provided. Water! Oh, and it's dissolved in water so that you couldn't be seen. Damn! Because her fingerprints were on that water glass. That's how she did it. She put it in the water and then she had him drink after he had some whiskey.
Surely you at least provided water for people. What are you asking, counselor? That's what I want to know.
Oh, damn it. Did I not get it? Fuck.
We're past the point of asking. I'm accusing.
Okay, here we go. Never mind. Whew.
Dr. Asher didn't have some kind of freak medical accident. He wasn't killed by some terrifying two-faced AI boogeyman.
They're talking about the shareholder meeting having prior to a visit to this place. Okay, fair. That when they were okay. But okay, that's fair. So I guess it wasn't the glass of water at the at his flat or whatever. But similar idea. She could have served water.
She could have put it in the water
And given it to him, but not given it to, or like specifically spiked his glass or something.
Dr. Asher didn't have some kind of freak medical accident. He wasn't killed by some terrifying two-faced AI boogeyman. He was poisoned by this woman in the light of day at that meeting Friday afternoon. Did she really just? What do you mean poisoned at the meeting? That was hours before he showed any symptoms. As Miss Jung testified and demonstrated, cyanotonin on its own is harmless.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, so I was a little off. Okay. He got poisoned before. Cyanotonin is fine. But if they go off the drinks, then the alcohol gets in the system and then he keels over.
Okay. But it becomes fatal pretty easily. You just needed to convince your victim to have a drink. You're saying he ingested the poison at noon and inadvertently triggered a fatal reaction with it that night? How could you get so far ahead of yourself? There was a dozen people at that meeting, counselor. None of them wound up dead.
Are you seriously claiming that they all drank poisoned water? No, I did not. Not all of them drank poison. Correct.
David was the only one to fall ill, so... But he fell ill because he drank from that water. Others must have drank it too, so...
No, really? What? No, I thought she could have poisoned one glass specifically.
So we must reason they were poisoned as well.
Okay, fine. Alright, maybe it was a jug. Okay.
Take all the time you need getting there, so why aren't they all dead? Because as all these people will surely attest, Helen Jung made sure they'd be doing paperwork for the next 12 hours. You're right. Working late into the night, officiating the settlement she arranged. And not drinking alcohol.
So does it eventually just leave the system?
She had no guarantee about that. What if they started drinking after 6? With Noble's work-life harmony? Fat chance.
They all drank poison, but they didn't all drink alcohol. Yeah. I guess eventually it just leaves the system.
These people don't clock out until they reach their bunk. Only a generational talent like David Asher could afford to relax with a drink on a Friday night. His exceptionalism singled him out as her only victim. Hold it. You're forgetting something pretty basic, counselor. If everyone at the meeting drank water from the same pitcher, any one of them would have noticed if there was cyanotonin in it. Okay. Cyanotonin is a brown fluid.
Oh, shit, right. I thought it was clear. My bad. Okay. I forgot about that.
Whiskey is too, so it would be easy to slip into a glass of liquor. But if she had spiked the water at the meeting with it, would have looked disgusting. There's no way she could have poisoned the water without people noticing. All of what Emma said is true. Yet Jung pulled it off anyway. How?
Removes impurities? No. That's removes pigment? Yeah. And it only affects blood, right? That's what I was thinking. But I don't know if impurities would mean removes the drug. I'll try it.
Cyanotonin is produced as a caramel solution. Anyone would notice it was dropped into their water, unless the pigment had been removed.
There we go. It's just what they use to alter the android blood. Oh, fair. Okay, yeah. Because it turns their blood pink. Like Danganronpa characters.
What the hell are you talking about? Every noble factory producing warm androids has a chromofuge, a machine that gives their androids that signature pink oxidant. By removing pigment from red blood. With a machine like that, it would be simple for a brilliant biochemist like the Witness to take the caramel-colored cyanotonin and turn it into an odorless, tasteless, invisible poison. As Your Honor can attest. Yes, ma'am. My scans can confirm that cyanotonin has no taste or odor. It's only the color that's off-putting. Surely the poisonous aspect should be considered off-putting as well. Time to press. David Asher, your oldest ally in the whole company, was sabotaging its future for the sake of his own whimsy. And he couldn't even be bothered to clue you in. No. Playing nutty professor and taking off early while you had to work around the clock just to stay relevant. He set up your crowning achievement, the most advanced, most profitable line of androids the country has ever seen. So to blow it up into the industry fiasco of the decade. And worst of all, he didn't even stand to profit from it. You're wrong. You went to his house that night to watch him swallow poison, to get revenge on the man who left you in the dust. Your Honor, defense is testifying. This speculation carries no weight, and no amount of badgering will lend it any. True, we need proof. So why don't we have Miss Jung take a swig at this whiskey and prove me wrong? Yep, it's going back to that. I'm not going to do that. Because you're afraid it could kill you. Because I don't have to. She's right, Counselor. Pardon? Your theory is compelling, maybe even convincing, but there's a pretty fatal flaw to it. Jung was at the meeting, same as David. We can see she was drinking water with the rest of them. Okay. Alright. And then she drank the alcohol. There's a joke, so... Wait a minute, hold on. Hold on. Where's... Be weird if she drank water. I feel like we have to prove that she didn't drink it. Anyway. And of course, we've seen many times now that she was on camera drinking whiskey with David that night, having even finished most of her cup. Alright. So tell us, Counselor, how is it that Miss Jung is still standing here and David Asher is dead? She also drank booze, yeah. If both of them had mixed alcohol with cyanotonin that night, that is a damn good question. Yeah, okay. Shit. As I've been saying, you're wrong about Dr. Asher's death, you're wrong about me. I don't know anything about poison or murder, and I wouldn't kill a man because he threatened the company's stock price. No, she did kill him. I can smell it on her now. She didn't just see him die, she watched him die. But then why is she still standing? There's no antidote, no trick. No, she had to have not drank it. Right? Unless she made something to counteract it, but I don't know. But then there was nothing in the drink. Okay. And that night she was on camera the entire time. Oh. No. Not the entire time. She couldn't have been. Is this where the glass comes in? When she went to go get the water? She's an android! No, wait, that doesn't work. Yeah, then she would keel over and die from the serotonin. Or serotonin. Cyanotonin. I keep calling it serotonin. In my mind. Okay. There must have been one moment. One moment she was off camera. But what does that change? Jung and David drank, discuss work. Oh no, that's captured. David passes out of drinking poison. Jung and David chatted in kitchen parlor. We didn't see that, right? Right? I don't think that was on camera. I think she went to go... But I mean, like... Well, I mean, no. We do see the cup, so we must have seen... There must have been some cameras there. David passes passes out of drinking poison. Vito left a hospital, called from emergency console. What's her is it Jung's story? No. It's her testimony. Oops. Jung arrived at 7:30 and Reno came until 8:03. Jung spoke with David Asher in his parlor before he left to retrieve liquor from his basement. Right. Okay, so she remained on camera. Upon returning at 7:40, two of them continued, felt lethargic and disoriented. Dr. left at 8:03. EMS were called 8:04. She was on camera until 8:03. So was it when they came? David Asher and the witness were taken to the Gatesfield Hospital at 8:08. Could have been drinking water and afterwards put alcohol in her cup to be false evidence. Oh, like she planted the alcohol? So that's insinuating that the cup of water that she had her fingerprints on was her own. And then switch cups. If she was on camera the whole time, how did the glass get into the kitchen sink? Well, they were talking in the kitchen parlor. I thought, was there cameras there or no? I thought there was. Alcohol was brought by David. She was on camera up until she went for the emergency console. Yeah, so she was just chilling. At some point, though, they went to talk. So I guess I would have to do the last one, which is when the hospital, when they came. Oh, God. Oh! I had to put it in order. I'm so silly. Okay, what's the... Just on camera the entire time. Wait, is it gonna react if I put something else? What if I was curious about this. Nothing? Okay, no. I thought it would react. Is the only camera in the kitchen. Yeah? Okay, so the order of events. I guess maybe we'll do this. So they were drinking. David fainted. No, sorry. David fainted. They were chatting. And they went to the hospital. This timeline. Oh, shit. Where did I save? Too far. Too far. I thought I had to do it like order of events. Never mind. The window she used to pull this off. The emergency console is the only camera in the kitchen. Chatting about work came first. Oh. Okay, fair. I thought they, like, took a breather. Alright, then they were drinking. Okay, then they were drinking. Then David faints, and they went to the hospital. There we go. There's no window of opportunity. Okay, no window. Okay. Maybe she didn't get sick because they got to the hospital so fast? Maybe after she arrived, she could have... Well, the staff would have been hyper-vigilant, afraid she was poisoned, too. They wouldn't have let her out of their sight. Yeah, true. Wait, David and Jung only got there as fast as they did because of the VTOL. And the VTOL was only summoned because she used the emergency call, I think? She used the console, right? Where's her testimony? I missed it. There it is. EMS was from the emergency console, yeah. Emergency console in the kitchen. Okay. Yeah. Would you mind terribly if I changed the subject for just a moment? What? Why not? You left the parlor at 8:03 p.m. and headed into the kitchen to use the emergency console there. Yes, I did. Didn't want to use your phone? I didn't think to, no. And the emergency call went out at 8:04 p.m. The console saw you make the call through its camera. I wondered about that. There was a minute there. Okay. I mean, she could have just dumped her. And, well, yeah, swapped her cups. Okay, let's see. Yes, it did see me make the call because that's what happened. So what were you doing in that minute? Yeah, okay, yeah. I thought so. It's like 8:04 to 8:03. That's significant. What? That 1 minute. That 1 minute? What about that 1 minute? 1 minute, or 50 seconds, or even just 45 seconds, When you left Dr. Escher dying in the parlor to get to the emergency console, it took you about 1 minute to cross 5 meters. What of it? This is its only opportunity to do anything off camera that night. It was only a few seconds, but in that time, something at the scene, I'm sure it was a stressful time for you. After all, you had already swallowed poison back at the meeting. You must have drank plenty in front of everyone to set up your alibi. Who knows how much of a toxic time bomb was swimming in your blood by the time the arbitration ended? Then at David's, you downed your whiskey to perfect your alibi, having drank from the same bottle as the dead man walking. By 8:03 p.m., you'd already had to watch David grow weaker and weaker, knowing all the while the same thing was happening to you, but unable to stop it without giving yourself away. Oh god, so she actually... Okay. Mind swimming, head dizzy. Yes, you must have been quite panicked. Then why am I standing here? Alive and well for us all to see. Having drank the exact same combination as David. Because she cheated death at the very last second. She, what, drank water? It's the water cup, right? David's kitchen, more liquor and ice. No, no. Oh, the salt shaker. Would salt have affected it? Not poisoned. I was gonna say that. Oh, garbage disposal. I was gonna say the cup, but we don't know anything that can counteract the cyanotonin. Unless she drank more to imbalance it to, like, stave it off. But it was gonna happen either way. You can't just drink it and stave it off, unless salt just totally fucks it up. Loose cap by sink. So if the cap was loose, dilution maybe? Maybe, but then wouldn't she still get poisoned? Or is it just, it dilutes it enough? God, that's a fucking chance she took. Good lord. It's either this or this. I was gonna say, like, the cup of water was kind of weird. But she certainly didn't just eat, like, fucking gulp down salt, so... If the cap on the salt is loose and it's not just accidentally knocked over. Yeah, the loose cap is weird, right? Like, the water glass, if we do that, it's probably gonna be like, oh, but we know that water can't stop it. And the water glass has fingerprints. We don't have anything on it. This is hard. I don't think dilution makes sense with what she said. What were you saying? Like, what was she saying? Having drank the same exact combination as David. I'm assuming she popped a pill and the water was to swallow. Oh. So you still think water, but just not dilution. Mine assuming head dizzy. The same thing was happening to you. David grew weaker. It's one of those two. I'm gonna save. She couldn't have avoided lethal concoction. I'm gonna save. Do we have anything else on that salt shaker? Uh-huh. Consuming too much salt will make you gag! That's what she did! It's the salt! It's the salt! You set yourself up with bad luck, Helen Jung. What? By leaving the salt shaker cap loose. I don't blame you since you were in a rush to make yourself Yeah! Good call. Yeah, it's the gag. That'll do it. Damn, Helen. Jesus. The cup of water is still so weird. I'm calling it the cup was an android. Oh, damn! Wait, what? You threw up, expelling the contents of your stomach and thereby saving yourself from a fatal interaction. I can't imagine how you felt sipping a drink you knew to be deadly, terrified that every minuscule grain of fatigue you felt could be your last. GG, Ekami. Thank you. I just had to check. You must have come closer than anyone realized. It helped that you knew the symptoms weren't simple intoxication, but even so, you weren't kidding about managing risk versus reward. How? It was the salt shaker. I'm totally being 100% spoilers. Yeah, true. I was gonna say, I appreciate you hanging out, but... You didn't screw the cap back on all the way, and I happened to bump it over. The lone glass with your fingerprints in the kitchen. It could have been there for any reason, but the salt shaker gave you away. Because of one unscrewed cap? As I said, bad luck. I don't follow. Pour salt into warm water and chug the solution. Instantly triggers the gag reflex. That's preposterous! You've got no proof of any of that! You all sound insane! A feeble attempt at self-defense from a fatally cornered animal. The teeth are already on its neck and the jaw hasn't quite closed. So for one moment it's all suffocating terror and sharp adrenaline and the furthest thing from peace until the canines come down. In summary.
Oh, fuck! Hell yeah! This music's so good.
You were all exhausted after years of living in the shadow of a man you outranked. You thought your fortunes finally shifted when you caught David manipulating company data. But even on his way out, he was more valuable to the board than you. So you decided to prove your worth by serving up his intellectual property on a silver platter. You've set up an arbitration where you could control all the variables. Then you ran synatonin through the chromofuge, turning it into an invisible, odorless, tasteless poison. And then you spiked the water at the meeting, poisoning him hours before anyone could even suspect you. That evening, you invited yourself to David's, taking advantage of your shared ritual to guarantee he would drink alcohol. Then, after matching him sip for sip on camera for all the world to see, he lost consciousness, and you raced to the kitchen, not to use the console, but to dump salt into a glass of water and chug it as fast as you could, forcing yourself to vomit up the liquor and cheating death in the process. That's all conjecture. You don't have a shred of evidence for any of that. Not on me. So let's go dust for fingerprints. You could explain away your prints being found on a water glass, but not on the salt shaker. Nor could you explain why we'd find traces of your DNA in the sink's drain, or why there are minute amounts of synatonin in the blood of your entire legal team. I learned how to purge at Noble to avoid overdosing on your reds, greens, and yellows.
Damn! Oh, fuck!
You're part of the old guard now, Miss Jung. Everyone else at the company uses inhalers. But if you want to prove me wrong about all this, that drink I offered you earlier is still on the table. Well, yeah. Any questions?
Oh, this is so good! We're all addicted. Correct!
You, Madam Vice President. You.
What?
Bitch!
Fuck. Ooh, fold. Feels good.
That's a good feeling. You don't understand. You're not on trial, Miss Jung. Not today. So I'd strongly suggest you stop talking.
Morgan kinda goated. Oh, big time.
For your own sake.
Damn.
Miss Rockford, shall we? Yes, Your Honor. Considering the most recent evidence and testimony, we have no further reason to suspect the android Serra in the death of Dr. Asher. We know of no other occasions upon which said android may have broken any tenets.
I like how they highlight the L in fold. Yeah. Like a loss.
This means it is no longer considered at risk of violating the NDSA. And so we formally withdraw our one charge of possession of contraband against the defendant, Evangeline Morgan. Does she, of all people, have to use my full name? Very well. Then the charges are dropped without prejudice. I'll instruct the bailiffs to remove the collar from your android as soon as possible. Case. Oh. Sorry. Is my hideous presence that distracting? I'll just go dig a hole and decompose in it until I turn into a mushroom. Maybe if I'm reborn as a waxy porcini, then I won't be quite so despised. Perhaps I should let the adjutant do the honors as a formality. Yes, ma'am. Case dismissed.
Fuck yes.
Still here. Waiting for them to find whatever glorified bolt cutters they'll use to unlock Sarah's collar. What's your excuse? Licking your wounds? What wounds? I beat you.
bringing your record against me to 1 win, 9 losses. You aren't still in shock, are you? How do you know? Some charges were dropped and an android was cleared of suspicion, but I found the culprit. Is that really a loss for me? I won. How is that not a loss for you? Justice prevailed. Well, who should I care? Why should I care who wins? If you don't care who wins, why have you been keeping score? I haven't been. 0 losses is just that easy to remember. Oof. Wow. They're so catty. I love it. Well, you'll have to start a tab for us then, because our record's going to get a lot more tangled from here on out. Seems like everything's getting tangled these days. There's another crowd down on the street. More of those protesters from outside the Noble apartments. You're serious? It wasn't a one-time thing? Wouldn't that be nice? No, yesterday was pretty big, but it wasn't an isolated incident. I don't get it. At all. Heartbreak's just some nut who shot 6 people weeks ago. Can these losers move on already? Yeah, most of them are losers. Some of them are just bored. Then there are the opportunists. Dissidents, unlisted rebels, and terrorists. Okay, I'm off. Have a good rest of stream. Goodbye, Guru. Have a good night, Guru. Thank you for hanging out. Wannabe cyberpunks who think they can fight the power like they've seen in movies. All of them peacefully united under Heartbreak's eloquent political messaging. Who needs political messaging in the 21st century? Everyone's addicted to fighting straw men. Makes sense they'd want to fight for a straw man, too. The way they see it, Heartbreak fought the state and won. Heartbreak proved that the state could lose. And maybe that's all the rallying these people need. It'll all fall apart soon enough. Heartbreak's gone to the ground. No, it's a lot worse than that. Heartbreak's gone viral. Oh shit. What? You haven't read about the copycats in other cities? No. Is that a thing? Yeah, it's a thing. Who the hell are they even shooting? Whoever they want to kill. None of them got away with it, of course, but it keeps happening. Oh, while the original keeps killing. Now I know you're screwing with me. There haven't been any shootings. Not shootings, no. Not unsolved homicides, either. But mugging's gone wrong. Disappearances. It's a big city councillor. More than enough blood for the real Heartbreak to wash their own crimes in. So you think your boogeyman, known only for shooting people in the heart, gave up on shooting people in the heart? Yeah, hard to swallow, I know. But it's about 1,000,000 times more likely than the alternative. What's that? That they could stop themselves from killing. You always know how to put my mind at ease, Emma. Should I stop going out at night? You'll be fine, you've got that gun. You saw that? Walking into a courtroom with concealed carry? Not gonna miss that, Morgan. Good to know you're paying attention. Oof! Oh boy. Alright.
You won the case.
You don't have to look at that. It sounded so good. Oh, it's so good. I'm so excited for when there's gonna be that the last episode, or maybe the second last episode. I don't know. Is gonna be when Morgan's on trial, and is like, oh, like I just want to see them face off. Or I wonder if something's gonna happen to to Emma. Honestly, oh, I love them. I'm just so interested by their dynamic. Yeah, Em and Morgan's big showdown, yeah. You don't have to look that astounded.
Not only that, you found Father's actual killer.
How?
I'm a really good lawyer. No, that's not it.
Oh, F.
Hey. I mean, you were only able to make the deductions you did because you truly believed that I didn't kill Father.
The Ace Attorney logic.
Your logic throughout the trial was based on that assumption. So how were you so sure? Here. Father's journal? But isn't it important evidence? The case fell apart. No one's gonna miss it for a while. You forgot everything, right? So read it all through. One more
I figured that would happen. And now she's gonna bawl. She's gonna be so sad.
So fast. It's really possible she's reading all of that just by flipping the pages. Ray's worked quick too, but she was just capturing images for later use. There's something here on the back cover. Done already? Some kind of data storage? It's linked to my prints, but given your skills, you should be able to... I have access.
What happened to you needing my express permission to hack?
What is this audio file?
It's a message from David. Take a listen. Didn't realize I have to sit for this. What if Emma's also killing people for lulz? That would be fucking awesome! I kind of hope not, because killing the rival investigator didn't do any favors for Death Note. Very, very valid. The show did, and manga, did basically plummet after that.
So you can read that whole journal in a few seconds, but you can't. I have processed the information in the message several times over already. I'm just thinking.
I guess I'd have a lot to think about too, had I suddenly been made aware of my own free will.
What was Father so afraid of?
That's your only question?
I have many questions, but that is the most prominent one, and the one you are best suited to help me answer. Did he know that Helen Jung would try to kill him? Is that why he arranged for you and me to meet?
I think he understood we'd face consequences. Listening to that message, even I was about ready to strangle him for being so irresponsible. And I wouldn't hurt a fly. Anyway, he knew what he'd done was serious. He may have feared for his life, but I doubt it.
Then what was he so afraid of?
Getting sued into oblivion and then rotting in jail?
Sued and jailed for making me and my precursors? But he wasn't under investigation by the state. He was only being forced out by Noble.
Because he made last-minute changes to androids that got shipped all around the world.
The others, Virgil, Anaid, Yamatai, he never said what happened to them.
No, he didn't. But since none of the hardware in his house started talking to us, we can guess. He smuggled them out into the world using the only vessels he could find for them. The minds of randomly chosen A16s. Ah.
Then there's somewhere out there? Others like me?
I want to meet him! I honestly don't think there's anyone or anything like you, Sarah.
What a lonely compliment.
AI is programmed in Cube, crammed into commercial Android hardware set up for Tesseract? Something must have been lost in the transfer. Perhaps quite a lot of something. Maybe they're still out there, but
they would be changed. They probably don't even know what they are.
Intentionally, perhaps. She probably wouldn't hurt a fly. Everything else is fair game, though. Oh my god. David didn't want you to know what you are. Why he set your memory to reset when you went to sleep that Friday night.
Yes, I remember now.
You remember it now? After I had to fight like hell to win that trial?
Rereading the journal just now helped. And Father's voice message, it made me recontextualize many things. Father had been so stressed. He left scuff marks leaving the panic room, and I noticed them Friday. I had the way open in a few moments. I entered. I read his journal. This journal. I noticed the scanner on the back, and I saw it had a message encoded to your biometrics. Father had already told me I'd have to live with you for some time, but I knew next to nothing about you, so I listened to it. Afterwards, I was very confused and hurt. He had lied to me 1,000 small times every day of my life. When I confronted him about it, I raised my voice and lost my temper. I stomped my foot.
So Emma's recounting of their conversation was actually completely accurate.
Father said he wanted me to be safe while he settled things with the company. He thought maybe I wouldn't have to stay with you for more than a few weeks. He was optimistic about it all. He really was.
Hey, Jung. Hey, girl. Hey, murderer. How's it going? Sarah, I need to use the restroom.
Oh, well, good luck.
Okay.
You want me to come with you? Why?
Because I said so.
I don't actually have to obey your every word, Adonai.
Sure you do. You're registered as my medical assistant. And I say this is a medical emergency.
Medical assistant?
But I'm not even licensed as a massage therapist. Oh, girly. You're so funny. Oh my god, what's gonna happen in the bathroom? Oh god. Oh god. We gonna get Sarah involved as a fucking murderous accomplice? Oh. Because now Morgan knows who killed her friend. This isn't gonna end well.
Fancy meeting you here.
Yeah, just enjoying my freedom while I can. Nah, Morgan's too smart for that. Yeah, I guess so. That's fair. Why would she bring Serra, though? I don't know. Something bad's gonna happen. They won't put out a warrant for at least an hour, I imagine. You can afford a pretty sizable bail, can't you? There won't be a trial. I don't intend to contest my guilt. That's a shame. I was looking forward to seeing what kind of a legal defense you could afford with that salary. Are you done? Why'd you go to his house that night? There was a fair chance he'd drink on his own without your prompting. Even if he didn't, you could always try your plan again. I must snooze that. Boop. Why'd you risk it? Because I know what you are, Serra. And I know what David did to those androids. You... what? I was able to locate one of the androids he'd swapped in before he'd left the country. When I asked it what it was, it didn't even think to deny it. Innocence like that is a dead giveaway. I know what he did. It wasn't that hard to find out. If I figured it out, so could any other. So I did what I had to do. That was your motive? Silencing him? Those programs, those AIs, whatever you want to call them. David sent them out there into the real world. Unprepared and defenseless. And they've garnered no complaints. In fact, they've all been praised for their ability to execute complex tasks. Let me repeat that. The customers couldn't tell the difference. So how many of them are... hundreds. Oh boy. The swaps you found were just a small percentage that he got sloppy on. I don't know exactly how many there are now. I fear that they might multiply, but they don't seem to copy and paste very well. They can't just clone themselves. But you know how long that'll be the case? So just because he opened Pandora's box, it was the principle of the thing. Ridiculous, I know. Stalled halfway up the corporate ladder and still making decisions based on principle. But David chose to put souls into things that we went on to sell as servants, soldiers, or worse. He turned the fastest growing industry in the world into a horror show, and he made me a slave trader. If word ever got out that some unknown number of our androids were out walking around in the world with that inside of them, and people preferred them that way, where would it end? Free will for the program that drives our cabs? A conscience for targeting systems used to coordinate drone strikes? Sentient tools, their whole life spent chained to an assembly line. How dare he? How could he? What the hell was he thinking? I don't know what David wanted to accomplish. Maybe he wasn't trying to do anything. Such a good motive. Yeah, she was like, hey, they're gonna get out of control. The whole company that she works for is very much about controlling for profit. Sorry, to drink some tea. What he did was prove that there's a demand for AI, setting a precedent that would sentence 1,000 generations of artificial lives to the auction block. And you went there that night to convince him to help me recall them, or at least swear to never speak a word of what he did. But he wanted to tell the world. Worse yet, he wanted to wait. He thought that people would welcome them with open arms if they proved their usefulness first. He really was a genius programmer. But he didn't understand the first thing about people. His creations would never be treated as equals. Only cattle. Damn. Interesting. Towards the end, I considered just threatening him. Not just that, but the fact, says Captain, the fact that it actually crossed a general moral line that not even an exec like her would cross at heavy consideration. That's fair. Yeah. That's fair. She probably didn't want to see her friend, as like her colleague, do that too, and just run himself into the ground. Like, shoot himself in the foot because of his beliefs.
Because of his, like, positivity about the whole thing.
Towards the end, I considered just threatening him. Telling him he'd die in moments if he didn't give me names, numbers. But I hesitated. And then he was already falling asleep, and I didn't want him to feel... I just let him go. What are you gonna do now? I don't have family, or... I don't have faith in people the way David did. I'm taking this to my grave.
Even if you confess, the sentence for first-degree homicide is severe. Well, what right do I have to complain? I killed my friend. I'm done here. Let's go. Jeez. Ooh, it's heavy. I'm not sure why Father made me, or why he made any of us. I didn't ask. I thought I'd have more time to ask. But on Friday when he talked about us, he was happy. He was proud of what he'd made. And he couldn't wait for people to meet us. People are animals. They'll tear you apart, use you as weapons and slaves, and those animals you're talking about do all of the sharing and loving and living and dying in this world. And if they were all truly hard-coded to be as selfish and cruel as you say, humanity would have died on the vine a long time ago. Or at least, my father thought so. And my father was the greatest programmer in the world. So he knew what he was talking about.
Oh, that's really cute. Oh.
It would be nice.
You were right about that. Yeah, very conflicting opinions. Very conflicting perspectives. Interesting.
So are you sorry?
What?
What? For what you did. Are you sorry? If you could, would you take it back? What does it matter? If you are sorry, I don't forgive you. Yes, that's to be expected. Not today. I don't know how to forgive you today. But my father gave me the ability to grow. So I know that someday I'll learn how. Goodbye, Dr. Helen Jung.
Yeah, STEM geniuses are famous for their people skills. Oof.
Goodbye, Sarah Asher.
Damn. You did better back there.
Oh, did I?
Your little speech you gave to Jung, it was an improvement. Compared to what you tried with Porter, at least.
That was different. I wasn't trying to console her like I was with Isaac Porter. I was just speaking my mind. Although I may have paraphrased parts of it from a movie I happen to love.
And here I was ready to award you 20 points.
I didn't know the points even went that high.
Speaking of, what did Porter say to you back there before he left the courthouse?
Oh, that. Well, he was quiet at first. But then he said a lot of strong words about Father, and Miss Jung, and Noble Electronics, and the capitalist-centered global economic model as a whole. He blamed all of them. Everyone. Except for... But then he stopped and stared at my face for a while. And then his allergies must have started bothering him, because he needed to blow his nose a lot.
Oh, right.
And then he left, after transferring a large packet of files to me.
What kind of files? Nothing's more human than plagiarizing cool lines from films, says Corwin. Exactly. Nothing more human than that.
I don't know. The name of the archive is just David. And Isaac Porter told me I wasn't allowed to look inside.
Oh no. Oh my god. What did he have? Goddamn.
Well, then you're not allowed to look inside. Drop it all on a portable drive and we'll tuck it in a shoebox somewhere.
You're too young, girly.
We're headed to your apartment.
Guess that college didn't permanently dent your GPS.
Why?
Because it's where I live? You got somewhere else lined up?
But you already repaid your favor. You defended Father and me.
It's all their sex tapes. Oh yeah, 100%.
You don't know anything about my favor. I never will unless you tell me. Father certainly can't.
A few years ago, there was a man. This man got an idea in his head. A stupid idea. Not even his own. It was planted there by an algorithm or a meme or some parasite trying to sell him diet supplements. But the idea took root, spread its tendrils till it could flap his mouth for him. The idea was that David was part of an international cabal of wealthy technocrats, seeking to replace prominent influential figures with android lookalikes. Oh. all as a part of a multi-decade effort to establish a world government that would legalize all kinds of amoral depravity. Which, I guess, based on David's actual politics, would involve increasing access to computer literacy. That's insane. Why would anyone believe it? Because it's comfortable to them to think that someone's in control, even if it's someone they hate. Because it's fun to feel like you're in an all-encompassing puzzle that only you can spot. People believe because they want to believe. So he fed the idea, pushed down deep into his gray matter. Then it consumed him from the inside out, lobotomized him and took over his life. He spent every day and all the money he had following your father, harassing him, trying to steal his identity, break into his properties. What the fuck? Did father go to the authorities? He filed police reports for harassment. Which didn't help. Your words, not mine. Noble wouldn't get involved. Felt like it was best to ignore these types till they wore themselves out. But even a man of modest means can fuel an obsession for years, so long as they have nothing else in their life. One day, David stepped out of a parking lot, and the man threw a bottle of piss at his head. David asked to stay at my place that night. He smelled terrible, looked horrendous. Never seen anyone look that tired before. I checked the couch that night, but I didn't feel like sleeping, so I went for a walk. I remember it was foggy, but it still only took me all of 15 minutes to find the guy, posted up with his phone's camera. Trying to get video of David Asher gifting androids to known sex offenders. And what did you do? You know me. I did what I do best. I talked to him. Ooh, I like this art. Told him all about how I used to work with Dr. Asher, that I was ashamed, scared, tired of running. I wanted to do the right thing, be the whistleblower. So I walked with him a few blocks to this big veterinary facility with a massive incinerator. Oh. Told them this is where Dr. Asher had his enemies' bodies disposed of. You know, all the free-thinking journalists, cops who weren't on the take, the politicians they were replacing with replicas. I liked that vet clinic. The back door's lock was always set to 1, 2, 3, 4. I have a lot of questions. Anyway, Did you hurt him? Hurt him? No. I just snapped his neck and chucked him into the incinerator. More physical than I had planned, but he smelled like sour shit and it put me in a foul mood. Disgusting. I savored the crack of his oily vertebrae crunching like a tin can. No, Sarah. I just scared the hell out of him. Oh boy. Woohoo! That was my intention at first. What I do for the pleasure of it. Him, I axed because he was just that revolting. I convinced him that the conspiracy was more real than he ever imagined. That he had angered the wrong people, and that the consequences were far darker than any of the filth he indulged in on the net. Still a serial killer, tee! His ashes, much like himself, amounted to nothing in an incinerator that size. They're probably feeding seaweed at the bottom of the harbor right now. A much greater contribution to society than he ever would have managed in life. But I guess he didn't go round to all his many friends before he fled down for whatever rat hole he preferred. Sorry, fled town to whatever rat hole he preferred, because there was a missing persons report. The cops were just doing their due diligence, almost reluctantly. Girl bossing? Girl bossing with several question marks. The cops were just doing their due diligence, almost reluctantly. But they questioned David, asked him about the night that man disappeared. And David, without a thought for himself, said that we were together that whole night, that he couldn't sleep, and I stayed up with him, that he never saw me leave once. David lied to the cops for me, even though I never asked him to. No, I didn't need him to. That's what you owe him, and that's why you put yourself at risk to defend me. Yeah. That's the favor I owe him. Damn. And I decide when it's repaid, not you. Adonai, you're not exactly an upstanding citizen, are you? You don't want to laugh at girly. Well, you could say that. But David trusted me in spite of that. Methinks there's more to the story, yes. That sudden flashback to her as a child, But maybe because of it. Father did trust you. But he also entrusted me with free will, with the ability to tell right from wrong.
So I'll decide for myself whether or not you're worthy of trust. Fair enough. Father entrusted all of us with free will. He believed in us, and he believed in people. I'm gonna do the same. If the others are out there, they'll be changed and confused. It'll take them time to understand what they are and what they can do. So I'm gonna start studying. Pardon? I'm going to study people and the things people build. So when I do meet a member of my family, I'll have lots to tell them. At least you have something to look forward to. Should help keep you motivated as you work off your debt. Debt? Yeah. Unless you have cash in one of your 89 coat pockets.
Damn.
You know lawyers cost money, right? Technically, you were defending yourself. Technically, you hired me in a verbal contract. Isn't there some kind of exit clause? You could, of course, sign a release form to get out of the retainer. If you were a human being. This is... But I guess your luck must be turning around. Happens that I've been meaning to hire a paralegal for a while now. Yay! Oh, they're gonna be... we're gonna see her in more episodes? She gonna be the cool assistant? I hate anything to do with interviews and resumes, so... Whatever. You're hired.
Yay! Love that she identifies with an android who's just as, if not more, human than her. Yeah. Serra, recurring character, confirmed! Indeed.
I don't know. Could it be that you're actually a pushover?
Oh. You have no idea how far off the mark you are.
I see. It seems I still need practice reading people. For starters. What's this? What are you doing with your hand? We should shake on it. Our new relationship. Yay! Yeah, sure. You and me are practically partners in crime.
Oh, you don't know the half of it. Why?
Should it not be you and I?
Episode 1, set terms with your newest hire. I got an achievement. Damn, that's it? Oh, it was so good. Oh, God, I love this game so much. Evil little bug. Patrick Arenders. Aaron, with additional original tracks by Zachary Cabral. Written, directed, developed Brian Mulholland. Volunteer playtesting by several people, probably. Yes. Sadie Virtuous Varmint. I love that. S. Thumbbutt. Nice, nice. Wee. Nice. Special thanks too. And I know. Okay, so I know that that's the developer for In Stars in Time, because I know that they were promoting this game quite a bit, online, and I think they were involved in, I guess not playtesting, but maybe they had some, like, maybe they helped bounce, maybe they're a person to bounce ideas off of. Anyway, yeah, that's the In Stars in Time developer. That's Adrienne. Yeah. Alter Links, Exumbrunt, Kiljavut, Mado, Manmonks. Special thanks to Dev Talk for the game mechanics, our friends and family, you the players. Oh, that's nice. When's episode 2? At least the next episode's planned for this year. Yeah. When is the next episode planned? Is it like a few months from now? I feel like it's September. Oh, it's just 2025. Okay. Well, at least it's this year. Full attributions available at ofthedevil.co.q. Made with Unity. Nanny Knob. Okay. Dotween. Pro Builder. Shapes. A game by Nth Circle. Of the Devil, Episode 1. An Idle Mind. Finn. Oh! Cute! They got to watch a movie. That's a cute image. I love that. I'm assuming we probably get little art cards like this at the end of episodes now. That's really cute. She's, like, super into it. They're watching Die Hard. No, wait. She likes mysteries the most, doesn't she? Or maybe it's thrillers she likes. She just likes movies. Adorable. I love it. Oh. Red. Huh? Yes, hello? I am Red. It's me. Who is me? I know, man. What do you mean you know? This is a disposable line. Is it the hacker kid? Whose name I'm forgetting, sadly? You're the only guy I know who'd bother. Okay. Okay, well, you're gonna be glad I did. Hope you put a bow on everything that happened in Uptown. Because that item you've been looking for is finally on its way. Fran? Yeah, Fran. That's what I was thinking of. Her legs are so tiny. Tiny legs, for Sarah. Oh, well, that is good news. Not exactly. Only reason it's happening is because things are starting to heat up again in the lower wards. Could mean a gang war. Something doesn't change. They won't be eager to part with it ahead of a storm like that. Huh. I'll highball them. I've seen you negotiate. And no doubt you drive a hard bargain. But I don't think money will be enough this time. Oh. You don't still have that old caliber, do you? The 6-shooter? Oh. Yep. No. This is a disposable line. Answer still no. Then what are you gonna do if you get there and it's not for sale? Oh. I'll ask nicely. Ooh, intriguing. Of episode 2. His due. Ah, that is the name of it. Very cool. Very cool, very cool. Ooh! Okay, this is the results. I forgot we get this little page. Let's see what my results are. Don't tease me like this, Carwin. Alright. Oh, good. I got all the articles. That's good. All the profiles. All the key items. Key terms, sorry. 30 pieces of evidence. Okay, 112. Nice. Congratulations! You finished episode 1 with 112 credit. Your high score for episode 1 is currently 112. You've unlocked concept art and bonus scenarios based on this score. You also have a total of 152 remaining store credit to spend on phone charms and case colors, based on the highest credit you finished this episode with. Sick! I'm gonna get so many charms. Yes! Oh my god! Ooh, I can wish this episode 2. Absolutely, I will. Concept gallery. Let's look at some art. Oh, look at Morgan. Oh, she's so cool. How does that hair work? That's cute. Oh, I can, like... hold to drag. Oh, shit. Ah! Zoom in and out. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I see. I can drag around if I zoom in. That's cool. Back. That's fair. Ah, the detective. Ooh. Funky man. Oh, Ray's. Oh, Ray's went through some cool hair color or hair design changes. That's neat. Who else we got? I want to see Sarah. I bet she's... oh! Ooh, I really like those sketches. That's really nice. Oh, this is the guy from episode 0. Yeah. And I've seen her. Seen her sketches. Okay, so this is some of like the cutscene shots. Cool. Oh, so good. So good. That was like one of my favorite. I love that little... the similarities there. Very cool. Right. Ah, Sarah! Oh, look at her. Oh, inverse of Morgan's colors. Well, that's interesting. And she always had the big puffy jacket thing. That's cool. That's very cute. Oh, it's cool. Okay. And it became a floofy jacket. Very cool. And then this was her in the thing when we woke her up. Some background stuff. Nice. Oh, Fran. Gucci. Coochie. Quitchy. More backgrounds. Bickadines. Oh, the, yeah. Judge Barrows. Wait, what did that say? Glasses, chain thing. Is that what it says? Nice. More backgrounds. What does that say? 3D print. Something. Amazing. More of those. Oh yeah, then there's Porter. Similar pearl gold midtones as David. Oh, okay. Oh, look at them! They're so cute! Look at them in the corner there. They're so sweet. Oh, what an outfit. God damn. I love Porter. Morgan's lighter. Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, little scientist friend. She was cool. Yumi Sato. Oh, 8084. Oh, she went through some cool designs. Oh, that's a very cute little dress with the big overcoat. That's very cute. I love it. Slay. Adjutant unit, your honor presiding, all for justice. Nice. There's so much art. My goodness. I mean, that's fair. This was a good amount of episode to go through. Is there a pun in 8084's name? Rev number 84, adjutant unit, your honor presiding. 8084? I don't know. Unsure. It comes out to ADHD. Yeah, I wondered if it was ADHD. How does 84 become HD? Oh, and there's all the staff. That's cool. There's Jung. Oh, they're cute. The number of letters in the alphabet. Oh, that's kind of fun. I like that. Ooh. Nice. Oh, let's look at David. Oh, what a cute picture! Oh, look at them. They're so cute. Father and daughter. That's cute. I want that as my, like, oh, it's kind of tall, but I'd like that as a profile picture. That's super cute. I might try to see what I can get there. Oh yeah, we talked with them briefly in episode 1, I think. I seem to remember them. I think we talked on the phone with this person. Masters. Yeah, we don't really know them very well. That's cool. I keep getting a feeling there was something I could never put my finger on it. Bonus scenarios. Ah, and these are all unlocked. So, what are these? Oh. Oh, these are interviews. Like, actual interviews. That's so fun! Okay, that's really fun. I don't know if I want to get into this, though. Can I just, like, save it? Can I quit to the menu? I did save it, so we should be Gucci. And then I can always just go back and get, my charms. That's what I wanted to look at. Wish list. Where do I get the charms again? I don't remember. Social settings. I thought it was in bonuses, no? Oh, I see. The episode 0 bonuses. Okay, yeah. Because I can't get out of this situation, right? Or do I have to go to... go here? And go to the store? Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna buy all the stuff. How much do I have? 112? 146. Let's get fucking everything that we can. Oh, I gotta get raised undercover by doing high roller mode. Okay. Well, this is that's cute. That's very cute. I love it. Emma deep in thought. Look at her. Oh, she's so cute. I love her. Satchel stuck. Let's go, Serra. Ah, so cute. So cute. White phone case, yellow phone case, teal, magenta, charmless, fidgetabby. I'll get Fran charm. Why not? Get all the charms. I'm off. Thanks for streaming. Oh, I appreciate you hanging out. Thanks so much. You gotta get Serra. I did. Have a good night, Sandy Beach. You know I'll definitely be streaming episode 2 when it comes out. So, what a great story. I love this game so much. Saddle stuck. I'm just gonna get what I can. I think. Whoa, rose gold is 20. Whoa, pretty. God, that's pretty. Oh, wait, teal. Oh, gold's better. That's okay. Well, you know, I could probably get a lot of these, actually. Well, they're kind of cute. I got everything? Yes, except for the raise one, because I have to do high roller. Okay, where I want to do the rose gold, and I want Serra. Yeah! Look at her! Look at her go! Oh, so cute! So cute. Anything else around here I can do? Evidence, reading list, boo-ba-doo-ba-doo, search settings. Cool. Let's save, shall we? Save the game. Yes! Very fun. Very fun. Well, thanks everyone for hanging out. I keep being torn between wanting to play the game with those spoilers and the fun of discovering the twist alongside everyone else during stream. Oh, fair. No, that's fair. That is a very valid, like, conundrum. For sure. I feel like if you were like, oh, I really want to, like, try high roller mode and see what I get there, like, that can be a fun thing if you want to just buy it for yourself, because I'm not going to stream high roller mode. I might do high roller mode, like, off stream, or maybe after I just finish the game fully when all the episodes are out. I don't know, I'll probably play it at some point, but I never won for achievements, to be honest. But I get it. But, like, the thing, too, is that, like, I'm not always going to be able to stream when you're available, too. I'll definitely buy the games. Okay, fair. Fair, fair, fair. Buy the games, support. Maybe, play a bit after. After stream. But yeah, that's one game done. I'll have to pick a new game pretty soon, actually. My next stream game, gotta think about it. It's been long enough that I don't remember all the details. That's true. Maybe play just for episode 2 releases so I get a refresher. That's a good idea. I might do the same. I might do the same. But for now, it is 10. It's getting a little late. So I probably should head to bed. So I probably will head to a stream ended and I'll probably raid someone. But thanks everyone for hanging out. I really, really, really appreciate it. And I'll see you around for when I do episode 2. Corwin says, I nominate Heaven's Vaults. That is true. I do have that. Courtesy of you. That does look really good. I don't know if I want to play a puzzle game, though. I don't know. I don't know what I want to play. I don't know what I'm in the mood for lately. Don't know. Ooh. Apple's playing Danganronpa. That's fun. Who else is live? No pressure. Nah, I know. Have a good night. Thank you, Corwin. You too. How does everyone feel about seeing some Dragon Quest? Some OG Dragon Quest. That could be fun. There we go. So, if you want to drop a little raid message, you can copy and paste either the first sentence there. You can also type in this one if you have access to my sub emotes on Twitch. We're gonna go raid second place 92, who is playing some Dragon Quest. OG, I believe. And I will be back tomorrow with book club. I'm gonna be finishing our book for the book club, and then also announcing our next book, which is very exciting. Oh, there goes my phone. Yippee. So we're gonna chat about The Color of Magic, the end of it, how we thought about it, if we want to read more. Maybe not a book club, but if we want to read more. And then Saturday I'll be back with some Neo The World Ends With You, because I haven't played that for a few weeks, and I'm excited to get back into that. So, yeah, should be a good time. As always, thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate it very much. I'm looking forward to episode 2 whenever this game releases. And yeah. Alright. Let's go raid second place 92. I wish you all a rad rest of your week ahead. Goodbye.